G'day guys, my name is CJ. These are the 2020 Google Pixel Buds, and I'm super excited about these guys because they could be the Android equivalent AirPods that we've been waiting for. I've been using them extensively over the last 2-3 weeks since its release in Australia, and I think Google could really be onto a winner here. Let's take a look. So as you probably know, these Pixel Buds are actually Google's second attempt at wireless earbuds. The first gen weren't truly wireless as they needed a cord to work as a pair, and this was in a world that was already starting to go fully wireless thanks to the Apple AirPods. And what an attempt this is. The Pixel Buds in Australia will start at around $279, and for the time being will only be available in white, whereas our friends in North America and some other selected markets will have access to a few other colours. But I don't really mind because I actually really dig the look of these clearly white Pixel Buds. They come in a nice soft touch case, and the buds themselves, they also have the same soft touch finish. I love the continued Stormtrooper and Panda look that we've already seen with the Pixel 4, and the contrasting black accents on the inside and on the buds themselves work really well together. There's also no glossy finish here either, and that helps make the overall feel quite solid. Even though it's made of a soft touch plastic, it doesn't feel cheap at all, and it gives you confidence that it'll be able to cop a few knocks, which over the years it probably will. And then nothing helps more with how premium a case feels than a crisp, snappy, and tactile hinge. They give off a really satisfying flick when you open them, and it snaps shut with confidence. I'd say it feels even better than the AirPods and the AirPods Pro cases. And it also does one better than the AirPods by coming standard with wireless charging as well. Quick tip though, if you only have charging stands, flip it upside down, otherwise it's not going to work. Or you could just make do with a USB-C cable, which it comes with in a box. Now the buds themselves are compact and well built with an IPX4 water resistance rating. And in a slight unique design feature, you've got an anchoring fin to help secure it on. It works okay, but it does take a little bit of fiddling around to put them on, and even then, you're not fully confident that it's secure. Google recommends giving them a few small twists putting them on, but I found myself pushing and twisting them a little too firmly at times, and it was a little uncomfortable, mainly because I wasn't convinced they were actually secure. But once they were in, they fit pretty well, and they were fine for a gym workout. But that being said, with ear anatomy being so variable, your mileage may vary, and I'm not fully convinced it'll stay put for the joggers out there either. Fortunately, the in-ear tips can be customized for better fitment as well. I've been using the medium size here, and that fits me pretty well, but you can go bigger or smaller depending on your ears and preference. And once they're in, I found they were a little comfier compared to conventional in-ear headphones because you've got a vented design kind of like the AirPods Pro. The couple little vents on the bottom prevents the buildup of air pressure inside the ear canal, which allows it to be a little bit more comfortable listening for long periods. And here it works decent enough as well. Now one of my favorite Pixel Bud features are actually the surface gestures, which work on either bud independently. Being able to swipe horizontally, tap for media and notifications, and then holding it like an FBI agent for Google Assistant was an underrated set of features I didn't expect to rely on. And honestly, they worked pretty well and with pretty good responsiveness too. The Hey Google command, was a little laggy, but then I live in Australia, which has third world quality internet, so could have been that too. Now speaking of connections, the Pixel Buds connect via Bluetooth, and they've got Google Fast Pair, which is Google's own AirPod-esque pairing dialogue you see with the W chip on Apple devices. Pop open the case and a connection box will show up, prompting you to pair it up. Now it definitely takes an extra minute compared to the Apple AirPods, but it is just as simple. Once connected, it'll associate these Pixel Buds to your Google account, and if you've got different Android devices, it's easy enough to switch between them, but you do have to do it manually in the Pixel Buds app. Android phones, by the way. iOS isn't so seamless. Surprise, surprise. It also doesn't really handle multi-device connections very well, and you have to physically repair the headphones when switching between devices. And then for non-Android devices, you have to manually pair them old school style with the button on the case. So it's really not quite as seamless as the AirPods within the Apple ecosystem, but for Android, it's still a good enough first step. Now, I've only been using these earbuds at home and around work mainly, so in these scenarios, the connection's been pretty solid. But I've also seen heaps of reports on Reddit with users seeing consistent dropouts and reliability issues primarily cropping up when they've been out and about. So be aware that there are some people having issues with their copies. Again, your mileage may vary, mine certainly has. It's been fine. Other connectivity issues that I've seen has to do with sound latency. Listening to video and making calls is absolutely fine, but you start seeing choppiness and delay when watching video, like on YouTube, where you can actually see it stop and start to allow the audio to catch up. It's not massive, but when you watch a lot of video, it is noticeable. And then don't even get started with playing games in real time, because you'll definitely notice a delay with that. With that said, the buds can work independently from one another, and whether you choose to use only the left or the right, it'll be smart enough to figure it out, unlike some cheaper buds that need either the right side or the left side to act as the primary connection and conduit. And then there's sound quality, which is generally subjective when you get past a certain level of quality. First off, as you'd expect, the in-ear design allows some element of passive noise cancelling, which helps a bit, but they're also not going to replace active noise cancelling headphones or earbuds anytime soon. Some people prioritize bass, some are audiophile snobs that can only listen to music from their $6,000 cans connected to their $10,000 amps, who probably aren't watching this video anyway. And then there's others that really don't care as long as they provide a decent enough rendition of their favorite Spotify playlist. And in my opinion, the Pixel Buds will make the majority of people happy. To my ears, and I'm no audiophile by any means, the audio quality is similar to that of the Apple AirPods. When using them initially, I was a little disappointed in the lack of bass, but Google has released an update which added a bass boost feature, and it's really helped the Pixel Buds sound a lot more well-rounded. Bass hits harder, mids and highs are detailed and clear enough, and again, it's not going to blow anyone away, but it's going to sound pretty good for the average person. And then on top of that, call quality, at least from a subjective basis when talking with friends and family on the phone, has been pretty positive. I haven't done specific comparisons between AirPods and other wireless buds. Drop us a like or comment if you want to see that. But having made many calls using these earbuds, there's been no complaints to date. The Pixel Buds with its case is rated for up to 24 hours of total listening time at 5 hours per session before it needs to be charged. And then, supposedly, 10 minutes of wired charging will get you about 2 hours of listening time in a pinch. And then in my experience, these estimates were pretty accurate, even with additional features like adaptive sound or some of their newer experimental features like listening for babies crying or the sirens from an emergency vehicle. Often the listening time actually exceeded Google's estimates. Now sure, a lot of it depends on how loud and the type of sound it produces, but in terms of stamina, it really does compare well to the AirPods, and I wouldn't have any concerns with it for casual listening. That being said, still stick with dedicated headphones for longer stretches like flying. That is, when we're allowed to fly again. I mean, who knows when that'll be. But that's basically it. I've really enjoyed using the Pixel Buds, and I genuinely think they are an excellent alternative to the AirPods, especially for those with an Android smartphone. You have a very AirPods-like experience with ease of pairing, decent well-rounded sound, and a competitive set of features. And in some cases, actually beats the AirPods in ergonomics and functionality with gestures and Google Assistant. And when you compare the price of these Pixel Buds at $279 to the equivalent AirPods with wireless charging case at $319, these guys are a serious contender, and I wouldn't hesitate to recommend these to people looking for an AirPods alternative. Great job, Google. Now let's see you nail it with your phones as well. Anyway, what do you guys think? Will you grab a pair? Let me know why or why not in the comment section below. As always, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more, ding the bell icon so you don't miss out. As always, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Say good day to everyone for me. Cheers.